Greetings, this is Paul the Poke from paulthepoke.com. Today's topic, trend update, Secretary Kerry's vision for Middle East peace, two-state solution, and today is December 28, 2016. Scripture references are out of Zechariah 12, verse 9, and in that day I will set about to destroy all nations that come against Jerusalem. And the second reference out of Zechariah 12 verse 3, it will come about in that day that I will make Jerusalem a heavy stone for all the peoples. All who lift it will be severely injured, and all the nations of the earth will be gathered against it. So as of the writing and the posting of this article, this 25-year-old prophetic last sentence of Zechariah 12 verse 3, and all the nations of the earth will be gathered against it, is a true statement. All the governments of the world, including the current government of the United States, they are against Israel. The United Nations recently voted against Israel construction of neighborhoods and settlements in the West Bank and East Jerusalem. And the vote was 14-0. And the following countries voted against Israel: New Zealand, Senegal, Britain, France, Russia, China, Japan, Ukraine, Angola, Egypt, Uruguay, Venezuela, Malaysia, and Spain. Now, the United States could have blocked the resolution by voting no. Instead, the United States ambassador abstained in voting, and this allowed for passage of the resolution. And this is the first time since Israel had become a nation in 1945 that the United States did not support Israel in a UN vote of this significance. Now, in response, Israel has recalled ambassadors from Senegal and New Zealand. Israel has also limited working relationships with other countries, with the exception of Venezuela and Malaysia, and they have no offices established with Israel. And that effectively is from wikipedia.org, and they were quoting a New York Times article. Again, links will be provided for all of these things below. Now, Israel and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu claim President Obama was behind the drafting of the UN resolution against Israel. Israel states Obama was the force behind, quote, ganging up on Israel at the United Nations. A spokesman for Israel, David Keyes, made the following claim, and I quote, "We have rather ironclad information from sources in both the Arab world and internationally that this was a deliberate push by the United States, and in fact, they helped create the resolution in the first place," closed quote. Now, and if that wasn't enough, Israel ambassador to the United States, Ron Dermer, he further stated, "We will present this evidence to the new administration through the appropriate channels. If they want to share it with the American people, they are welcome to do it." So Israel's willing to give information to an incoming Trump administration to point out what the Obama administration did. And that's from theguardian.com. Again, a link will be provided. Article, Israel UN resolution settlements, Obama, Trump are the key words. So John F. Kerry has been the Secretary of State since February of 2013. And multiple attempts to secure peace in the Middle East have been a failure during his tenure. Now, with roughly 3 weeks left in the Obama administration, Secretary Kerry has a vision for peace. Secretary John Kerry believes, quote, "the two-state Israel-Palestine peace solution is in jeopardy." Secretary Kerry stated the framework for peace lies in the Oslo Accords. Now, a quick history lesson. The Oslo Accords were based on the Camp David Accords in 1978 under the Jimmy Carter administration. The Oslo Accords were signed in 1993 and 1995 during the Bill Clinton administration. Now, Kerry was highly critical and scolding of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel in his statement today. He stated Israeli construction and settlements in, quote, occupied territories as a threat to peace. The Secretary denied United States involvement in the drafting of the recent UN resolution against Israel. Secretary Kerry finished his remarks with a six principal plan and framework for Middle East peace and two-state solution for Israel and a future Palestine. And then the money quote of the whole discussion and speech he gave, and I quote John Kerry, "No American administration has done more for Israel's security than Barack Obama's," which, okay, there you have it. The nations of the world are desperate to force the issue with Israel and the Palestinians. The United Nations knows its time is short before the swearing in of Donald Trump as the President of the United States on January 20, 2017. Now, 5 days before President Trump would take control, on January 15, 2017, France is scheduled to hold a Middle East peace conference in Paris. Representatives from 70 countries are scheduled to attend. Now, if the 70 nations rings a bell, see Genesis 10 through 11 and the original table of nations. This is the original United Nations emerging from the Tower of Babel, 70 countries. And the quote is from Jean-Marc Ayrault, a French spokesman. January 15 is the date that has been fixed, and 70 countries are invited. We're not going to give up now. So Israel and Palestinian representatives will meet separately after the meeting. Now, Israel prefers direct negotiations with Palestine in the peace process. And again, this is from Reuters.com, U.S. Palestinian Israel, France are the key words. And then lastly, President-elect Donald Trump, he'll have none of this, and he has taken to Twitter and tweeted the following statements about the United Nations and encouragement to Israel. And again, links will be provided to all these tweets if you want to read these things for yourself. First tweet, as to the UN, things will be different after January 20th. A second tweet, the United Nations has such great potential, but right now it is just a club for people to get together, talk, and have a good time. So sad! Exclamation point. And the last one is a combination of two tweets. We cannot continue to let Israel be treated with such total disdain and disrespect. They used to have a great friend in the U.S., but not anymore. The beginning of the end was the horrible Iran deal, and now this, the UN. Stay strong, Israel. January 20th is fast approaching. And again, those are tweets from Donald Trump. Israel is becoming more and more isolated on the international stage, and it's a very dangerous time for them right now. And I'll close with Obadiah 1, verse 15. For the day of the Lord draws near on all the nations. As you have done, it will be done to you. Your dealings will return on your head. So pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Thanks for listening. If you guys are interested, please feel free to check out paulthepoke.com. Keywords, Secretary John F. Kerry, Israel, Palestine, two-state solution, United States, Obama, Trump. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.